Winter 2024 had arguably one of, if not the best winter lineups of anime that released, period. You had bangers like The Dangers in My Heart Season 2, Solo Leveling Season 1, Delicious in Dungeon, The Wrong Way to Use Healing Magic, Mashle, Magic and Muscle, Tsukimichi Moonlit Fantasy Season 2, and continuing series Fairy and Beyond Journey's End, The Apothecary Diaries, that one, and Shangri-La Frontier. That being said, viewers had more than enough anime to watch before the next Titan anime came out. Though I doubt many were expecting that an anime such as that would release a mere 6 months after the latest AOT movie. So how well does it stack up to its idol? What's up everybody, it's your boy Leaf Shinobi Civ, and today I'm going to be reviewing Kaiju No.8, that newest Titan anime that came out in April 2024. And if you want to see more anime reviews or more anime content in general, make sure to hit the subscribe button and hit the like button as well if you enjoyed this video. Okay, with that out of the way, let's get straight into the video. Okay, let me check the time. Are we over the 1 minute mark? Yep, it looks like we're over the 1 minute mark because wow, all hell is breaking loose here as we get our first look into the new Titan model. Or should I say Kaiju in its glory. Well, that's what the MC Kafka Hibino thinks as he cleans up the, let's call it aftermath, of a defeated Kaiju. Oh, by the way, the Kaiju models look crisp in this anime. While AOT never showed the cleanup process when a Titan is defeated, as most people wouldn't dare to go near a slain Titan, this anime, with its setting taking place in what looks to be the modern world, modern Japan to be specific, or to be even more specific, Shibuya from the looks of it, that's not gonna fly, but that will. So, it's cleanup time. Kafka cleans up the remains of the Kaiju while monitoring a new employee named Reno Ichikawa. While having a break, Kafka finds out that Reno is working towards getting into the Japan Allied Kaiju Defense Force, or JACDOF.
Yeah, boy.
Short form to Defense Force is responsible for protecting the people from Kaiju and their destructive actions. He sees a younger version of himself who promised a friend that he would join the Defense Force and defeat Kaiju after the loss of his friend's parents to those Kaiju. When suddenly, a roguelike Kaiju attacks the two. Using his knowledge of Kaiju anatomy, Kafka fends off the beast with the help of his new co-worker, long enough to be saved by none other than Mina Ashido, that same friend in the Defense Force, before passing out. Waking up in the hospital, well, this happens.
Found you.
Kaiju!
Yep, he becomes a Kaiju. Anyways, Kafka's heart-to-heart convo with Reno gets cut short as he's forced to escape the hospital after being outed as a Kaiju. He can't turn it off, and in learning how to do so, he learns something he probably wishes he didn't learn.
I gotta take a leak real bad. Hold it in, sir! Not a good time! Really trying, but my body's not listening!
Okay, long story short, he saves a kid from another Kaiju and defeats it, escaping in time to evade capture by the Defense Force.
Kaiju, thanks for helping us.
Oh, by the way, is it just me or does Kafka's Kaiju form remind you of that suit that Evil Barry had on, aka Savitar, in Flash Season 3? Kafka, with his newfound powers, goes with Reno to take the test that will make him a member of the Defense Force. Also, why you gotta do that, girl? A parking spot? Seriously? Anyways, the test does not go quite as well as he would have liked it to.
Unleash combat power! 0%!
But his knowledge of Kaiju anatomy and his teamwork skills allow him to pass the test, in the end, alongside his friend Reno. But, out of nowhere, a Kaiju appears, a numbered Kaiju. Oh, and by the way, the girl who flipped over Kafka's company car, or van technically, happens to be on the top of the competition. Kikuro Shinomiya.
Yoju 03, down!
And while she's defeated the most Kaiju during the test, She is pushed to her limit after being overpowered by the stronger kaiju. Luckily for her, her knight in kaiju armor Kafka appears, and not a moment too soon, as he punches his way through the beast, taking it out at the expense of exposing his kaiju secret to the defense force. Luckily for Kafka, Kikuro is willing to keep a secret as a favor for saving her. While the monsters are called kaiju, they have their own hierarchy to differentiate their destructive capabilities, which is measured by fortitude on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the strongest and 1 being the weakest. To make this easier, let's compare this to Bleach. Yoju are the smallest and weakest compared to the rest of the kaiju, but are big in numbers, so think hollows in Bleach. Honju are bigger and more powerful, generally guiding Yoju, so think Gillions in Bleach. Daikaiju are even stronger than Honju, that generally measure a fortitude level of 8 or higher. Think Arankars in Bleach. And finally, numbered kaiju such as Kaiju No. 8 are even stronger with the fortitude level of 9 or greater, so think Espadas in Bleach, even at the levels of Grimmjow and Ukiura. Now for simplicity's sake, I'll be referring to these monsters simply as kaiju, unless they're numbered kaiju, but for now, you know more about kaiju. Kafka spends his time studying and training in order to catch up with his squad, which is then put to the test when Squad 3 is called upon to take out the kaijus, or more specifically, the Daikaiju. During their mission, they run into a surprise encounter with the numbered kaiju, which forces Squad 3 on the defensive. As Kafka's squad members are defeated in front of him, with no way of calling for backup, his hand is forced as he transforms into his kaiju form to protect his teammates. He thoroughly puts the beats on a humanoid kaiju, then is forced to evade his officer, who mistakes him for an enemy kaiju, which he does successfully. Kafka then regroups with the rest of Squad 3, who are dealing with the massive red kaiju, who was defeated thanks to Mina's weapon. But as if on some Datara type the kaiju begins to store up a massive amount of energy, threatening to wipe out Squad 3 and their surroundings in an explosion. Kafka, realizing what must be done, transforms into Kaiju No. 8 in front of his whole squad as he saves everyone at the cost of his own life after being outed as Kaiju No. 8. Now, if you think this was it for Kafka, you'd be wrong. Thanks to the support of Squad 3 backing Kafka up and his determination to prove that he's not a kaiju,
My name is Kafka Hibino.
he convinces the head of the defense force, who if you remember happens to be Kikuro's father, that Kafka is indeed a human and not a kaiju, and that he'd be more useful fighting as Kaiju No. 8 than being turned into a weapon. Kafka just barely survives as he awaits his future with the defense force as their first kaiju to ever be on their side. Will Kafka be able to control his powers, or will he lose control like he almost did when he tried to prove his humanity? So after that long summary of Season 1, does it live up to the hype of its predecessor? The short answer is no, but the long answer is sort of. If we're talking hype-wise, it was always going to be difficult to match the levels of hype that AOT had, but it didn't need to, because if you watched AOT, there was no way you were going to skip out on watching the second coming of Titans, aka Kaiju. If we compare Season 1 of AOT to Season 1 of Kaiju No. 8, in my opinion, I would say Season 1 of Kaiju No. 8 was just slightly, and I mean very slightly, better than Season 1 of AOT, in my opinion. And here's my reasoning for that. Let me start off by first saying that Eren is a better MC than Kafka, and that's mainly because Eren was not treated like a joke. I enjoyed the banter of Kaiju No.8, but I felt as if, for an MC that was serious about making it into the defense force and defeat Kaiju, it kind of felt like he was just made fun of way too much, and they should have toned it down a bit more. And because of that, it would sort of take away from the badass heroics that he performed in his Kaiju form. I hope that in Season 2, Kafka is taken a bit more seriously, because now he's under pressure to perform and be able to control his powers. Or else, he runs the risk of being killed by the defense force if he's seen as a threat that cannot be controlled. Okay, back to my point about Season 1. Comparing Squad 3 to the Scout Regiment, Squad 3 felt more united, if ever so slightly. But the biggest point for why I prefer Kaiju No.8 Season 1 over AOT Season 1 is because Kafka was allowed to transform into his Kaiju form on his own terms, as he saw fit, whereas with Season 1 of AOT, everyone kept telling Eren to trust them, as they were being chased by the female Titan, aka Annie Lockhart. A nimble, agile-like Titan with the ability to harden its body, and body people for that matter. Long story short, this plan ended up failing miserably, as these so-called soldiers who kept telling Eren to trust them kept failing and just getting killed systematically one at a time by the female Titan. Despite their squad captain, Levi, the badass, telling them that Eren can transform. He literally gave Eren permission to transform, and these other soldiers are like, no, we got this, we got this. They're down one at a time, and still it's like, nah, we got this. I just did not understand it. I could not understand it, and it frustrated me so much. Because realistically, it's just so dumb. Like, why would you do that? If your squad captain is saying, look, this guy can transform if things get bad.
I wouldn't blame you. Do as your conscience dictates.
Then let him. Like, I'm sorry, if you haven't seen Season 3 Part 2, easily the highlight of AOT, he effortlessly, by himself, takes down Zeke, who's basically this guy leading all the other Titans, and almost kills him. Yet somehow, I mean, granted, these people wouldn't have known because they were offed before these events happened. They just did not trust Levi, and I just don't understand it. Anyways, I just had to vent there a little bit. Season 1 of Kaiju No.8 did a good job at setting out the blueprint for where the rest of the season, or the rest of the story, will go. There are questions still left to be answered, such as the origins of Kaiju, and why certain humans can retain control in their Kaiju form, and more. But that's something for Season 2 to take care of, and onwards. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and a comment down below on your thoughts about the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more anime content, and check out my socials in the description down below. Peace.